I'm just going to have a word to you, final word today, about the 1%. And because there's a lot of talk about the 1%, and the 1% is evil and insidious. Is that the 1% I'm talking about, do you think? Do you think we're talking about the same 1%? Perhaps there's another 1% that we should be considering, that are actually becoming movers and shakers in the world in regards to how people think, in regards to how people feel. Those 1%, I'm not talking about so-called elite, I'm not talking about the governments that apparently are fucking us all over just for their jollies, just because of this, it's a huge psyop. I'm talking about the 1% of people that don't really realise they were 1%. They could well be just as dangerous, just as lethal. And why? Because maybe they're not eroding your way of life directly, but they are eroding your quality of life. Come on. They're eroding your spirit. They're eroding your feeling of well-being, of safety, of security. They're eroding your feeling of being of value in this world. And that is the 1% that are these truthers, these people that think they are interviewing the right people, thinking that they're reading the right papers, thinking that they are the one person in the world that is interpreting the data. And these people are ruining lives. These people are upsetting relationships. These people are having an impact in your life that is possibly even going to have a permanent impact on people's mental health, on people's choices that they're making, you know. And look, there's a Brahmin kite, so they're really magnificent, and they're the ones with the ginger brown wings and the white head. There's a lot of little fish in here at the moment. Look out for the snappasauruses, Rock. Probably bull sharks in here. Well, maybe. Well, yeah. And you know, today I was visiting a friend for coffee, and I was talking about, well, you know, what do you think's really going on? I mean, I'm so confused, and you know, because what's happening really in the hospitals, I know there's no electives, there's no this, there's no that, but you know, and he got really upset, and quite rightly, because you know, he's had to bury his father during this bullshit. He's not been able to have a proper funeral. His father would have had a huge funeral, and you know, they could have 8 family members there. Not his whole family couldn't even go. They've got a lot of children, and you know, that is a tragedy, and it's so insulting to people like my friend. It's like, wow, you know, I could see I really upset him, and you know, and this is the truth, you know. Would governments all around the world really do this to their citizens and destroy their economy to the, you know, extent of trillions of dollars? Now, sure, things happen all the time, but you know, all these other viruses have come out of wet markets. Maybe this one was released, I'm not sure, but they do come out of wet markets. And maybe governments have saved lives. Maybe governments do actually care about their citizens, even if things do seem vile, do seem scary, you know. But I tell you, who is the 1% at the moment that is actually having impact in the world? That's the truther community. That's the conspiracy theory community. That's the people that is just trying to rack you up into such a state of fear and rage, destroy your feelings of safety, security, of well-being. And they're not qualified. Leave it, darling. They don't have a right to do that. And so, you know, I for one, I'm sick of feeling, you know, I'm starting to get really depressed because I just can't work out what's going on, and it's an awful feeling, and I'm feeling so depressed, and I just can't feel this way any longer, and I can't have my friends thinking I'm a freak any more than they already do. You know, I just need to try and be rational, and I want to keep the faith, because it's incredibly insulting and upsetting not to. Doesn't mean that we should all not give really good consideration to how we move forward and the choices that we make, but I'm not going to go there any longer. I'm not going to believe that, you know, we are all being fucked royally, every single one of us, by every single government. No, I can't believe it, and I don't think you should too. And, you know, see ya.